Adam. Welcome to our new, I guess, online live shopping experience. Tonight, it's all about organizing your sewing space. Yeah, we're going to focus on our most popular organizing tools. And there's a lot to share with you, a lot to show you, a lot to tell you about. And as always, it all happens right here at Madame So's creative space. So let's go in and get started. All right. Oh, wait, first, you guys got to see this. This is, hold on, that's a regular window, right? Here's the window right next to it. This happened today. I don't know if you can see that. So basically, the whole thing is shattered, but it's still together. And then I was talking to Madame So's gardener. His name is Benoit, and Benoit thinks that he did it. He thinks that, he says that he always scoops up pebbles or sends them flying when he's using the weed whacker, and he thinks that that's what happened today. It's really beautiful, though. I said you should do the other one. Anyway, we've just entered Madame So's creative space, so I'm going to show you around real quick. Take a look at all of this. Well, first of all, that's kind of my setup for these live shows over there. I take up most of the space. But Madame So is really generous. She gives it to family and friends, community people to come and do any artistic endeavor. Right here, you see she had a trio, a chamber trio. Maybe you can't see that. She had a chamber trio here on Tuesday, and I think they're coming back tomorrow. So anyway, Madame So has her own personal private sewing room. It's all the way at the end of the house. If you can see that, there's a dark hallway over there. Go all the way down that hallway, make a right, and her room is as big as this for sure. So anyway, I think it's pretty cool. I always feel good when I come here. And so I'm just making my way around so that we can get started. All right, hold on. Let's see what's going on. Let me see. I need to, I suppose. Great. All right. Let me just pop you into my little holder here and we'll start. So the first thing I'm going to do is walk you through the process. Most of you say that this is really helpful. So let me just do that. All right. So if you're looking at my screen, you will see that it's divided into three. On the left, you have all the products that we're going to talk about tonight. Then in the middle, it's me. And then all the way on the right are live comments. So the products that you see on the left, that's what the discount code is good for, okay? And only those 11 products. So I guess I'll tell you the discount code. It's LIVE4, LIVE, all caps, 4, the number 4. So hold on. Okay, so only for the products on the left, and LIVE4 is the discount code that is only good for today, June 28th, until midnight. So for, the next 5 hours, I suppose, you can use that discount code, and it's good. It'll be applied to any of those 11 products that you see on the left. But after midnight tonight, that discount code is no longer valid, just to be clear. All right, and I'll be reminding you many times throughout this stream, and that's mainly because I think people they don't want to get frustrated. And if they come across this stream and it's already been recorded, they may try to use the code, and it's no longer valid. So I just want to make all of that clear. Right now, I'm going to show you what it's like to put something in your cart. So let's say I want the pegboard starter set. If you hover over it, you'll see the black bar that says add to cart. I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now you go to a new window, let's say. And if you go all the way to the bottom, hold on. I can see it. I hope you can too. But if you go all the way to the bottom, there's another black bar that says add to cart. When you click on that, that's when you're actually adding the product to your cart. Then, if you want to check out, all the way on the top, there's a little button, cart. Click on that. That shows you all the products that are in your cart. go all the way to the bottom, you'll see another black bar, and that says checkout. So if you click on checkout, now you're being transported to Madame So for an actual checkout through Madame So. So I'm there. Now you see it takes up the full screen. Well, I'm going to do this. It's going to be easier for you, I think. So it takes up the full screen, okay? And if you scroll down, you'll see proceed to checkout. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. All right. Now, enter your gift card or discount code. It says it right there. So I'm going to put in Live 4. And then hit apply. And you'll see there's $83.99, right? Hit apply. And you'll see that your cost has been adjusted. So all you have to do from there, go back to the left side. I'm coming back to you. All you have to do from there, you go back to the left side of the screen. They just want your contact information, and then you proceed to shipping, and you're basically done. So it really is kind of that simple. The last thing I'm going to show you before we actually start is whenever we give you a link to one of these live shopping things, we say, hit notify me to subscribe. Or so basically, here we go again. I've come to the site. I hit notify me, and it asks for, I'll hold it like this again. It asks for your email. I agree to terms. I'd like to be notified. So go, I mean, it's good for us if you do that, but really it's good for you too, because you're never gonna miss the news of whatever we have going on in terms of live shopping. So that's that. I think now we can get started. So I gotta get to my other screen. Perfect. All right, we're gonna start off with a doozy. I'm gonna show you 3 products that have to do with spools and bobbins. First up, we have the 40 spool thread set. So I'm just gonna open this box real quick and show you the vibrant colors. It's organized in 2 separate trays, like this. So that way, if you want to keep your thread stored in this box, it's very accessible, it's very easy. You don't have to sort through everything because it's in 2 separate trays, so you can clearly see every one of these vibrant colors. That's one thing. Now, we also have a 60 peg spool rack. 60, yeah. What I did was I took it out of the box for you, and I've already loaded it up with the 40 spool thread set. Can you see that? I mean, it's kind of gorgeous. It's really fun. It looks like a work of art. I keep mine on my work surface so I can look at it. And you can see that you can use it as a tabletop, but it also has the little metal hooks here, or loops, so that you can hang it on the wall as well. So some people prefer that. The other cool thing is that it's 60. So I have 40 spools on here right now. That gives you 20 extra pegs for various size spools, you know? So that's cool. Now, here's the last organizing thing for thread and spools, and that is we have a spool and bobbin brigade. It's basically a 48-piece spool and bobbin organizer set, let's say. You get 16 spool huggers. That's what that is. You get 16 bobbin clamps, and I'll show you how to use them in a second. And then you have 16 bobbin holders. So basically, what you want to do is, if you have a spool, and I think you could see I've got a loose thread. Basically, what you want to do is wind your thread until you've got the end there. When you can hold it down with your finger, that's when you want to grab the spool hugger and just put it right over the end of your thread. Right? So now if you drop this on the floor, it's not going to go rolling, and then you either have to rewind all of that thread or just throw it away, like cut it and lose it. You know what I mean? So I think this is really good. The next one is the bobbin clamp. Now that works the same way. So basically, wind your bobbin till you have the end of your thread, put the clamp on, and it's as easy as that. Now, the cool part. I think this is absolutely adorable, and I'll show you why in a second. So this is a bobbin holder. It goes right into the top of your spool, like so, and then just put the matching bobbin right on top. So now your matching thread and matching bobbin are always together, and look how darn cute this is. To me, it looks like a little character. You know, the spool hugger are the arms, the bobbin is the head. I just think it's adorable, and my spool rack at home, is just filled with these. So it makes me happy every time I glance over and see all these little characters kind of watching me work, you know? I think it's really fun. So I'm just gonna remind you before I talk price on these things, we have the 40-piece, 40-spool thread set, vibrant colors, gorgeous. Then we have the 60-peg spool rack, okay? Then we have the 48-piece spool and bobbin organizer set. Oh, one other thing about these, the spool and bobbin organizers. A lot of people make them in like fluorescent colors, which sounds kind of fun, but there is an advantage to having them in this kind of translucent, semi-transparent snowflake kind of color. And that is, it gives you a more accurate read. So when you're looking at your thread and trying to decide what color to use for a project, based on the fabric that you're using, let's say, this gives you a more accurate read. So the color of your thread is not fighting against neon pink or neon green or something like that. So I think that's a pretty, it's a nuance, but it's a pretty cool advantage, pretty cool feature. So now I'll talk price real quick on these things, and that is the 40 spool thread set. By the way, each spool is 500 yards. So that is usually $69.99. But today, from now until midnight, if you use Live 4, all caps, it's 50% off. 50% off. So you get it for $35. And that's now till midnight, June 28th. I think that's a really good deal. And then we have the 60 peg spool rack, which usually goes for $44.49. Again, now till midnight, June 28th, 50% off if you use Live 4, and that gives it to you for $22.25. Again, that's not bad. So we're still that. So the two things together, trying to see, you might be able to get all three pieces for less than $100. The 40-piece spool and bobbin brigade, 48-piece, that usually goes for $67.49. So from now until midnight, it is 50% off with Live 4, all caps, and that is $33.75. So yes, you can literally buy all three pieces that I just showed you, reorganize your entire spool and bobbin collection for under $100. That's Madame Sew for you. Well, that was fun. Bye now. So cute. Let's see what's up next. Let me see if anyone's making a... Do I have to know anything? Yes, Diane, I think when you're asking, Diane is asking, will the spools fit on the thread rack if you added all the other parts? And I'm pretty sure what she's talking about are these. They absolutely do. But as I said, mine is just filled with them, side by side. Not a problem. Thanks for the question, love. That's, good thinking. Let's see where we are. Okay, so this is a good one. So now we're going to talk about quilt storage bags. All right, let me just unwrap one so I can kind of show you the lay of the land, give you a size impression, talking about the benefits and features, that sort of thing. All right, so here we are. Check it out. It's really, really, like, pretty darn good size. They're They're 8 inches. That would be this way. So they're 8 inches deep, right there. Okay, 8 inches deep, 22 wide. By 15, what would you call that? By 15 wide also. Anyway, the zippers are reinforced. They're very durable. The handles reinforced, very durable, very strong. And then we have a window in the front that lets you know at a glance what you have in that bag. The other thing is almost like a light parachute material. It's very breathable nylon. So what I did was I went ahead and loaded one up just so that you could see. Here we go. See that? Now, we tell everyone that it fits 2 queen-size quilts very comfortably. This one has 3 twins, 1 queen, and yeah, it actually has 4 twins in it right now and 1 queen. So now I'm going to open it. Oh, I suppose I should show you the colors. At the moment, we have 5 colors. We have this very peaceful, soothing periwinkle. We have this energizing turquoise. And then we have a sort of basic red, basic green. And then we have a 5th color right now. I believe it's limited edition, and that it's called Viva Magenta, which happens to be the color of the year. That Pantone has a color of the year every year. This year it's Viva Magenta, so we have a limited edition of that color. So definitely check those out. We'll talk price in a minute, but I want to show you. It just dawned on me because I know that I put it in this particular bag. The last time we were together, I showed you a stash of doily cafe curtains that I got at my local thrift shop. I got 6 pieces for, I'm not joking, 25 cents in total. So I thought, all right, what can I do with this? I'm not necessarily a doily man, but I thought that I would make a couch throw because I'm in Connecticut, and in Connecticut, even in the summer, if I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, there could be still a chill in the air. So I kind of wanted something light just to take the chill off, but not be overwhelmed with heat. So I did it. I made, that's only half of it. So I made the doily throw. And guess what? It works. It's very, very comfortable. Sure, maybe a toe gets hooked up on one of these holes once in a while, but but anyway, it did work. It's very comfortable. I'm happy with it. And for 25 cents, I found myself a great new little blanket, I guess. I thought that you'd appreciate that. Anyway, I just wanted to follow up. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's talk price on the quilt storage. They are, told you the size, told you the 5 colors, the features, all of that. So they're usually $22.49, which means you can get them for $11.25 each. Live 4, all caps, from now till midnight, June 28th, 50% off. So I think that's all in all, pretty darn good deal, don't you? Let me see what I want to do next. Okay, all right, let me just get this thing out here too. We're going to talk about quilt and curtain hangers. This is a box. It's a set of 20. It comes in 4 different colors. They're very, very easy to use. See that? So basically, it's a circle hoop with a little clip on it. I've already went ahead and put 5 on this rack that I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, you can see that. So I've already put 5 on here, and now I'm going to hang a quilt. I'm doing it from this angle so that you don't have to see my backside. You're welcome. So once you've actually installed these on a curtain rod, right, it's so easy to change out. So you can change your quilt display. I was thinking, ta-da! I was thinking of putting something like this actually in my work studio so that I could hang stuff that I'm working on and just look at it at a glance from a distance, see how the colors and shapes are working together, that sort of thing. So I kind of use it as a working tool instead of a display tool. I mean, that's not a bad idea, right? So if you go to madamsew.com or if you click on this, you'll see what your 4 color choices are. And price-wise, they are usually $17.49. Right? So tonight, you can get them for $8.75, 50% off. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, so it's a box of 20. You get 4 color choices. I showed you how easy it is to use the clips. And of course, once you have whatever curtain rod you want to use, once that's installed or in place, you can see how easy it is to just change out whatever you want to hang there. Okay? Let me see what's going on next. Oh, I love this. As you know, these really crack me up. What we're going to talk about is our jumbo, we call them jumbo quilting clamps, but you'll see that you can use them for so many different things. Let me show you why I think they're so hysterical. It's the size. They're behemoths. Behemoths? That means big, right? They're humongous. Look at that. Actually, I think it's 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches by 4. And then the mouth opens to 5. You get a box of 6, 2 of each color. So you get 2 blue, you get 2 pink, and you get 2 of these sort of minty green. So 6 of these jumbo clamps in this one box, which I think that's pretty cool. And I'll just mention that the last time, I think we did this on our first live show. And I mentioned after I talked price, I mentioned that at this price for today, you might as well buy more than 1 box because, you know, they're really cool. They really come in handy. I'm going to talk about what you can do with them right now. And you're not often going to get them for this price. So basically, you can hold multiple fabrics together, right? So if you're layering fabrics, you can use these to hold them in place while you either cut or sew or whatever you need to do. This is something that I do all the time. Basically, if I'm thinking of a project, right, and I want to choose the fabrics, I'll go and choose, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 fabrics. I have 3 here. Sorry, I have 3 here. I have a stripe. I have an embossed stripe, but it's a solid. And then I have like a velvet, a green velvet. So basically, once I choose these fabrics for a project, even though I'm not ready for the project, I'll go ahead and clip them together. And that way, they're not just sort of messed in with the rest of my stash. And then if I'm moving stuff around or I have to dig through the stash and these get separated, I could easily use the one room for a different project by accident when I know in my head and heart what I want to use it for. So I do this all the time. Oh, this is another cool one. Hold on. I do have some large rolls of fabric. That's mainly for like curtains, upholstery, that sort of thing. But I used to just put like a piece of brown paper or cardboard or something and then just tape it. And that would be how I kept them. But now I just use these. So right now I only have one, but you know, depending on the length of your roll, you could use two or three, which is another reason why I like the idea of buying more than one box, because if this is a storage solution for you, then you're not going to be able, you know, you're not going to be using them for other things. So it's good that that you would have more on hand, let's say. So I like that idea. Then we have oh, you can secure your fabric very much like you would do with a picnic, a tablecloth at a picnic. You can secure your fabric to the table for pattern making, for cutting, for basting, quilting, even ironing. So comes in handy that way. And holding projects together, which I already mentioned, holding quilt rolls together, that's along the same lines. And then, of course, a wide range of DIY and household projects that I probably haven't even thought of yet, but I guarantee you there's tons. Like using it for a clip on a bag of chips or something. If you bought your chips at Costco, like you have a giant bag, you can use this as a chip bag clip. Anyway, all right, cool. So yeah, I guess we could talk about price on these now. The jumbo clamps are usually $17.49 for a box of 6. Today, June 28th until midnight, it's 50% off if you use the discount code LIVE4 all caps, which means you get them for $8.75. I think that's pretty cool. Let me check comments here. Okay. Everybody happy? We had such a torrent of rain today. It was absolutely nuts. And then I heard that we had a hurricane a couple days ago, and I must have slept through it. Yes, we did have trees falling all over our property, but anyway, should we move on, because we do have to get through 11? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. Now we're going to talk about. This is going to be. You have to prepare yourself for this demo. Please pay attention. Okay. Basically, all right, got a sewing machine. Can you see that? Okay. And we have sewing machine cover. Okay. And that's pretty much it. My job here is done. Good night, everybody. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this. It's made out of a very, very heavy, thick poly. I'll tell you the size. It's 17 by 8 by 13. It has 3 pockets on the outside, one clear, one that runs the whole length of the cover, and it has one mesh on the side. So this is probably what you would use for your pedal, which I'll put one in there in a second. It has boxed corners. It's a very generous size, what they call, what you would refer to, I suppose, as a universal size, meaning it fits almost all machines. So I'll put it right back on there and show you that pocket and how I'm doing this with one hand, but yeah. So sorry, I almost dropped it. Oh, let me tell you about this machine. So this machine, we have in local papers, I guess, you might have, this woman said, I'm giving away this machine if anybody wants it. So my friend called and he went to pick it up, brought it here, and Madam So says, yep, this works like a charm. And for free. Not only that, but when he went to pick it up, this woman gave him some ginormous cutting mats. I mean, huge. They're like 4 by 4. I don't know what she was doing, but yeah, so that's that's kind of it for the sewing machine cover. I mean, what else can I tell you? It doesn't tap dance or anything, you know, it's a sewing machine cover. I like this pocket. I would use this, the front pocket, for like patterns, sewing notebooks, stuff like that. All right, so the sewing machine cover is usually, I have to say, folks, it feels really good. It feels extremely durable. Mine, for my machine, it's just a plastic, like vinyl thing. This feels hardy. Uh, okay, so it's usually $36.99. Okay, but you know the drill. I don't have to tell you again this time. But tonight only 50% off using the code. It's $18.50. So if you're looking for something to protect your machine, you know, from dust and dirt and scratches and dings or whatever while it's being stored, I think this might be the one. That's what I think. Let's take that away. Oh boy. Let me see. So we talked about that. I've talked about that. Okay, this is super, super cute. This is the next product, okay? It is a needle sorting pincushion. So, you know, sewing needles for your machine, I'll just look at one right now. It's almost impossible to read the style and shape, the style and number. So there's so many, and I don't know why they do that. It's so small. I can't read it. So a lot of times people forget what is on their machine. Once you take it out of the package, you don't necessarily know what it was. So this is a very, very clever way. So you've got the styles there, right? And the size in a grid. So you just put your sewing machine needle where it's supposed to be. So I have 80 universal, 90 universal, and then 80 microtex. And then this is so clever to me that, look at this. If I want to use my microtex, right? So if I remove it from there, I know what it is right now. It's on this needle sorting pincushion. So when you remove it from there, immediately replace it with, like, I'm using a flower pin, but you can use like any kind of pin, any like glass bead head pin or whatever it happens to be. But that way, when you're finished with your actual sewing needle and it's time to put it in storage, you know exactly where it goes. That easy. So this is 4x4. It's like a cotton, but it's filled with poly, and it has a little loop. So you can actually hang it on a pegboard right next to your machine. You can just keep it on your work surface, keep it in your sewing kit. You can put a purse hook on the bottom of your table and hang it there. But all in all, don't you think it's clever? I think it's great. And then the price on this, I think you're gonna really like too. It's usually $13.49, but you know the drill. Tonight until midnight, 50% off. It's $6.75. Now, if you don't need one for yourself, but you have sewing friends, this is a pretty good little present. You know what I mean? It's a pretty good little gift, I think. Yeah, sort out your needles. Keep them organized. Let's see, where am I? All right, let me see. All right. I just want to make sure everyone's into it. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys like Madame So, and I'm glad you're having a nice time. Love it. Okay, cool. All right, now, this one's pretty simple. Hear me out. It's an over-the-door. Let me get this thing back here. I want to make sure you can see it. Yeah, so it's an you can see it. All right. It's an over-the-door organizer, all right? It has a total of 24 storage pockets. A lot of people use it for their tools and notions. So you might have, I don't know, chalk markers in one, shears, pinking shears in another, a seam ripper in another, snips in another. So a lot of people use it that way. But then I was showing my friend Matt, he sews on the daily. He knits on the daily, and he was thinking, I mean, these are pretty big. I don't know if you can see how roomy they are. Like I said, you have 24 total. Each pocket is 7.8 inches by 4.3 inches. So they are somewhat roomy. And he was saying that he makes a lot of socks, hats, scarves, that sort of thing. But I thought it was interesting that he says that he could imagine putting his yarn in one and the project that he's working on in the next. So they're actually connected, but they're sort of side by side and each in their own kind of space. And he said that because he so knits on the daily, he could probably fill more than half of this with his projects, with his current projects. And then I come back to you for a hot second. So I make like stuffed dolls, like these little funny looking dolls. And so I could easily see myself doing that once I decide on my fabrics. Once I make the pattern, once I cut out the fabric, the materials, then I can see it either roll or fold them, put them in one of those, and there'd still be enough room to add whatever buttons I might want to use as eyes, whatever yarn or embroidery thread I might want to use to embellish the dolls. So I kind of like the thought of using this as a project organizer is really attractive to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that I actually took the tools and notions out because I had to load up something else with it that I'm going to show you in a second. But it seems basic, but as we just talked about, it's got some good uses, don't you think? So the door organizer, over the door organizer, is usually $20.99, which means today it's $10.50. $10.50. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. All right. Now this is where my tools and notions ended up. We're going to talk about what we call upstanding tool caddies. I'll show you. It comes in two colors. This is the yellow one. I'll show you the red one in a second. Well, I'll show it to you right now. See that? So basically, this very fanciful kind of grid is holding all of your tools and notions. And then I just want to show you something that I didn't expect. And that is, check it out. I'm putting my pinking shears in there. Holds up just fine. I mean, that's how strong and accommodating that these things are. The other thing that's really nice, I mean, look how kind of modern. It's got a real kind of modern Danish sensibility somehow. I like that a lot. It's so easy to clean. So watch this. The rubber part comes right out. That you can run in water, let it dry or whatever. This you can just sort of wipe out with a little Windex and a paper towel or something, and then it just snaps kind of right back together. So very, very easy to clean. The other thing that's super, super cool about these is, yes, we're touting it as something to put your tools and notions in, but you can literally use one in almost every room of your house. You can use one in the kitchen. You can use one in the bathroom, in your den, or like on a desk, even on a bar. So there's tons of household uses for this above and beyond being a sewing tool caddy. Okay. So these, when we first got these, they were selling out really quickly. Almost every time we got a new batch. So just letting you know that, because the price is crazy right now. They're usually $15.49. Tonight, $7.75. And you have your choice of two colors, red or yellow. So think about that. I'm just going to tell you again, live for all caps from now till midnight. Today is January 28th, 50% off. Yep. Isn't that something? All right, now the big finale. This is a brand new product for us. I think it's very well done. I'm going to show you. Basically, it's our. Where did I put the box? It's pegboard starter kit. So let me show you the components of the pegboard starter kit. All right, you get 4 of these. They're 11 by 11. You can hang them individually. You can hang them together, like in a square. You can hang them in a linear line across your wall, but you get 4 of these. They all come with 2 of these. And what's really clever about these is, let me just kind of see if I can show you. Okay. There's a little, almost like a little U channel. You can't really see it because it's all clear, but the U channel goes right into these little pegs on the back. Okay. And what's super, super nice and cool about that is the entire surface of the clear piece is adhesive. So basically you have 2 of those, one there and one there. And if you choose, let's say you want to put it on like a ceramic wall, tile wall, something like that, that's not really that porous. This is perfect. So you have 2 on every panel. And then if you have a porous wall, it does come with cement nails, so you can still use this and then nail right through it, so that you get double. You get the adhesive, but then you have the security of nails that aren't going. This is not going to go anywhere. So 4 of these, 11 by 11. You get 2 of these rectangle trays. You get 1 of these. This is just an open. This is just an open bin, let's say, or box. So you have 1 of those, and then you get 2 of these. So 2 of these lidded. Okay. I suppose that's for your M&Ms or cashews. I don't know. Then you get 2 of these clips. They attach to the board as well, and you get 3 of these hooks that attach to the board. So now what I did was I put this whole thing together so you can see it. Of course, you can put it together however you like. I just did it this way. Let me see. Am I moving at all? Okay. Yeah, so I put the hooks, I think you can see, I put the hooks in the bottom so that whatever's going to be on the hook, yeah, there we go. Right, so whatever's going to be on the hook is not taking room up on your board. I spaced the rectangles much lower and gave a lot of room between the rectangles and the smaller bins, so that if you're putting spray bottles or any kind of adhesive, maybe even like an air can of air or something like that, you have room for it to rest there. Spray starch or whatever. And then the clip, same thing. I put 1 on the top and then 1 on the bottom so that it's not taking up room on the board. As I was saying, doesn't have to be this formation at all. And what somebody at work was saying, that maybe it would be a good idea to put 1 of these squares by your sewing station, 1 by your ironing station, 1 wherever else you might need it. So I think it's very, very well done. It's a brand new product for us, and we're calling it the starter kit because the plan is you'll be able to buy accessories. Number of pegs, Martha. Number of pegs. It's not really pegs on this board, but maybe you're talking about the spool rack. That's 60 on this, 60 pegs. I hope that's what you meant, because I'm not sure what you would call a peg on this. There's 3 hooks, if that's what you mean, and there's 2 clips. Okay. Um, anyway, it's usually $83.99. Okay, $83.99. But tonight, this may be the last time I say it, but you never know. Uh, Tonight, if you use the discount code LIVE4, all caps, between now and midnight, today is January 28th, you get 50% off. So you get this for $42, the pegboard starter kit. You know what? I didn't even think of that. You must be talking about this because we're calling it the pegboard starter kit. Um, but there's no actual pegs. But that might be coming. I don't know. But the amount of accessories you do have are pretty good at the moment. You get 3 hooks, you get 2 clips, 2 rectangle bins, 1 open bin, and 2 covered bins. So as a starter kit, I think it's pretty good. And we'll see what happens down the line. Okay, so now we're kind of reaching the end. And I'm just going to tell you sort of what's happening at Madame So. Today is a rotary blade BOGO. So if you use rotary cutters, the blades can be pretty expensive, especially if you're getting tungsten steel and all that. And these are sets of 5. So you're getting 5 for the price. And then it's a BOGO. So you're actually getting 10 for the price of 5. Which I think is cool. So definitely check that out. And then I'm sure that most of you know, I hope so, 4 times a year we do the big giveaway. So our first one, we gave away a Genome sewing machine. This time around, we're giving away a $500 sewing prize package. And you have from now until midnight, June 30th to enter, because the winner will be announced July 1st. So, let me reiterate that the discount code only applies to those products that we talked about today that are listed on the left. Good point. So the winner's going to be announced on July 1st on an FB Live. So our Facebook Live is going to be July 1st, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to give away some extra prizes, but announce the winner of the grand prize, which is a $500 sewing package. And I'll walk through the package again so that you can see all the contents and what you potentially could be winning. So if you haven't done it already, then go ahead and join. Enter to win. Okay. Then, so I talked about those 2 things. The next live shopping experience. It's going to be July 12th. So 2 weeks from today. Generally, they're every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we do tons and tons of promos. We do encourage you to, like I showed you at the beginning, we do encourage you to click to the link and then hit notify me. We would love that. I think you would too. It'd be very helpful. So that's where we are with that. I guess I can tell you what the next Shockman experience is going to be. And that is, it's going to be what we call sewing secrets. So they're just very, very clever tools and notions along the lines of the needle sorting pincushion. Helpful, not necessarily well known. That's why we call them sewing secrets. Extremely efficient and meant to make your sewing journey more enjoyable and easier. So check that out. That's 2 weeks from today. Then I suppose it's time for, I'm a lucky boy that gets to represent Madame So and tell you how much it means to not only Madame So, but the entire team here that you allow us to be your partner in your sewing space. So thank you for that. And I suppose until we meet again, which could be this Saturday or 2 weeks on July 12th. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Happy shopping. And can't wait to see you again. Bye now.